everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. My name is Mishka, and in today's video we are going to be building a cyberpunk themed businesses and hobbies build. I've been wanting to build something cyberpunk themed, and we are building in Myshuno on the Casbah gallery lot, I think it's called, and it's a 40 by 30 lot. And Myshuno comes with the expansion pack City Living. I felt like this was the perfect world for this kind of build to fit in. Cyberpunk is very it's kind of like a blend between futuristic and I want to say industrial. So there's going to be a lot of pipes and neon signs and stuff coming from the wall or on the walls and so on. And I am going to be building what I think is going to be commercial and kind of residential. So I would like to fit in some apartments, but in this video we are only going to be doing the exterior, and then we are going to be doing the commercial buildings, or the ones that I've thought of for now. So I have a underground tattoo shop. There is like a collectibles store. I think that I was kind of inspired by the idea of Pop Mart. In South Africa we don't have Pop Mart, so I'm literally just basing it from what I've seen online. But you know, with the craze of Labubu's and Crybabies and stuff like that, that's kind of the vibe or the idea behind the shop that we have here. I put a lot of the collectible toys, things that you can find in the kids section, and then I think the Funko Pops is what you call them. You can also find them. I think they are collectible as well. And then in Snowy Escape we have a vending machine where you can get different kinds of dolls from them, or not dolls, what you call these, well, I can't get to the name now, but it wouldn't be my video if I could not get to some name. So I put that in that store, and then we have an arcade and we have a club. And then as you can see now, we kind of have four main structures on the screen. Now the two at the back is the two that I haven't filled yet, and then there's one that I have filled kind of halfway, which is where the, I'm gonna call it the collectible store. And oh yes, there's a convenience store, so kind of like an Asian inspired convenience store, but it's not very big because we don't have grocery items in the game. So what I did was I used the vending machines that we got with Snowy Escape to fill it up, and then I created a section where people can sit down and eat, and there's like a microwave and boiling water and so on. I thought the vending machines, one of them served hot noodles, but when I was playtesting this build, none of those vending machines have hot noodles in them. Anyways, and then I also put a market stall outside of the convenience store, and I think that's all that I've bought so far. So it's the tattoo shop, the collectibles store, and then the convenience store, which also can function as a boba tea shop, because instead of having a cash register, which would have just been there for show, I ended up replacing it with a boba tea stand that we got with high school years. And then the club, the arcade, and I hope I didn't forget anything. So those are the commercial buildings that I have so far. I am wondering if I should make this like just entirely commercial. This lot has turned out way bigger than I expected it to be. I didn't even intend for it to be two parts. I never intend for anything to be two parts, but there's just so many things that went into this build. I love the end result, or where I'm at right now, because it's not the end result, but it's a lot. There's a lot of items on this lot. So I think actually this is like a passion project. I'm not really expecting a lot of people to download it, because it has a lot of packs in it and there's a lot of items in it. Like my laptop seems to be fine with it, but as of now this build is not even finished, and we're sitting at 413,000 simoleons. So it's a lot, but it was so worth it. And considering how big the lot is and everything that went in, it only took me 2 days to build it, but still it took me like so many hours out of those 2 days to get it done. I enjoyed every minute of it though, because I just love the creative process that goes into building. But it did take a long time, but I think I got it to a good place in the end. So currently in the front we have these two main buildings, and on the first floor is where the arcades and the convenience store will be. Not the convenience store, the collectible store is kind of situated. And then I wanted these bridges to connect the two buildings, because in my kind of like inspo photos that I was using for the cyberpunk theme, there were a lot of bridges and stuff in it, so I kind of wanted to try and include that as well. And I also wanted to use those bridges to create an entryway into the rest of the build, which you will see me do later. And I will include a collage of what I was looking at to kind of finish this build, or finish the outside of this build off. Now, I do wish that I could make this on the tallest wall height, because I feel like that fits more with a cyberpunk. Like, it's usually really these tall buildings, and there's like many of them, and they have all neon lights on, and they have pipes and wires and all of these things coming out of them. But unfortunately, I didn't use the medium wall height, because later on one of the sides of the buildings, I'm going to put a live edit stairs. So the stairs is not functional, it's just for show. But the only way you can get it to match up with where I place the balconies on those sides is if you make all of the wall heights medium. It's not a big smash, but I just wanted to mention that I wish this could have been tall or light, but I had to go with a medium or light. And now you can kind of see I have the structure up. This is very much a trust the process kind of build, because in the beginning it looks kind of like there's just structures everywhere, but in the end I think it starts to make more sense, or you can kind of see my vision come to life. I do wish that the lot was smaller. I'm not gonna lie, I tried so many of the worlds for where this kind of lot would fit in. I tried Evergreen Harbor. I must say that is the worst world in this game. I have no idea what they were trying there. It comes with eco lifestyle, and if you want to build it for the or buy it for the world alone, I would say absolutely not. Do not waste your money. That world is terrible. Seriously. There's so much space between the lots. There aren't a lot of lots. There's nothing around it. And I get what they were trying to go with, but you couldn't even make that place pretty if you tried. Seriously. So I was considering the community lot that's in, I think it's in the right hand corner of that map for this build. I think it has a community space on it, and I was going to change it for this thing, but honestly there's nothing around it, so it just would have stood out so much. So I then went to what's that place with the four lots that comes with Get to Work, Magnolia Promenade, and I built it there. So my draft is currently sitting in that world, because that's where I built it first. But it was a 30 by 30 lot, and I felt like the buildings were too small and on top of each other. I wanted the section in the middle to be a little bit bigger, but in doing so I came to this lot and I made it, I think, too big, because now I have so much space to fill and I don't know what I want to fill it with. So currently, if you look at the two buildings at the back, those I was gonna make like 2-story apartments for those buildings, because in my inspiration as well, there was a lot of these 2-story apartments, but then I don't know how to explain it, so I'm just gonna put a photo. So I wanted to make it like that, and for that you need a lot of space in the build. So I guess it can work for that, but I'm wondering, and let me know, do you think a gym would fit in this build as well? Because luckily, I know with businesses and hobbies you can only use like, what is it, 8 activities? No, 5 activities, I think. Luckily, a lot of the commercial buildings that I put here, Sims will just do those things autonomously. So I think the only ones that you would kind of have to select is to get tattoos, and then maybe like get bar drinks or boba tea drinks or something like that. That's the only two. Oh, and buy retail things for the collectible store. For that to work, you could probably set that. So then you would be able to include other businesses for them to make use of without having to take up any of the activity slots. Because when I have my Sims here and other Sims here, they were kind of just doing things that they wanted to do anyways. And you know, they in the arcade, I put the arcade games, and then I put also some computer space and the blick block stuff. And Sims do that. They don't really need to be told to do that. They will just do that, you know, themselves. So maybe I'm thinking, and my thoughts are like all over the place right now, because that is kind of where I'm at with this build. It's like a lot bigger than I expected it to be. But if I don't make it apartments instead of that, I need other ideas for, you know, other things that fit on this lot, other businesses that we have in the game that may fit in this lot, and I don't know what that may be at the moment. Maybe I can make like a roller rink or a bowling alley or something like that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Well, you would probably have to wait until the end of this video to kind of see how everything plays out to let me know what you think would fit in this build, especially in that bigger one that you see right now on the right hand side. I don't mind making the build that I'm currently working on in apartment, but that big one, I feel like it's too big and I'm going to end up having to fill it with like maybe 2 apartments, which I really want to avoid. I was going to make a laundry mat on here as well, but laundry can be so overpowering in this game, and I have not seen how laundries function with businesses and hobbies. Like, do Sims actually come and wash their laundry? And I don't want to go through the whole process of building a laundry and then they don't even do that, you know? So I don't like to build useless things. I want them to function in the game, and I want them to be a cool place for Sims to go and do something different and enjoy their nights out and stuff like that, because I feel like we don't have a lot of those lots in the game. So that was kind of the idea for this lot, but then still confused about whether I should make some living opportunities here as well, because you would only really be able to have one family live here unless you kind of pretend that the buildings are like motels or something like that. I don't know. Let me know. I know I'm rambling, so just let me know what you think about that. And then you can currently see I finished off the front part of the build. Now what had happened is I forgot to play or record when I was doing the front part. My intention was to record the front, and then as I take you through each side of the build, because this is probably what took me the longest out of every single part of this video. The sides of the build took me the longest, and so I did slow it down a little bit so you can see it more, because I didn't end up showing the process of me putting those things on there. But I used a lot of there's these pipes from Get to Work, there's vents from Get Famous, the lights from the base game, the string lights, it's like blue string lights that go across, is from Party Essentials. That stairs that you see on the side, which I described in the beginning, is from Live Edit for City Living. There are graffiti, or there's graffiti everywhere, which is from like City Living, Get Famous, Love Struck, Live Edit. And then yeah, so I pulled from everywhere in the game to find things to go on the sides of the building. And then I used a lot of Strangerville as well, because I feel like Strangerville comes with a lot of furniture or things that kind of fits the aesthetic. I wanted it to look kind of dirty, but also not too dirty. I don't like to create very, very dirty, or like, how can I say, like there's a rubbish everywhere in the builds. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my aesthetic is a little bit cleaner when it comes to my builds, but I did try to make it look a little bit more chaotic with this build. I don't know if I got there fully, but yeah. And then I'm showing you here how I'm decorating the roofs. This process didn't take too long, so I thought I should just include it. If you ever look at Cyberpunk inspiration, you would see there's a lot of things on the roof, a lot of gadgety technological things on the roof. So I was just trying to find anything and everything that looked like that and put it on the roof. So I got the water heaters from For Rent. The satellites are from Debug or Live Edit for Strangerville. And then those pillars that you see me place in that fenced area is from Strangerville as well. The water tanker is from Love Struck. And then those are the water heaters I was just talking about that I put on the roof over there. That's from For Rent. And then the vents and those things are from Get Famous. And then some of the stuff I use is from the base game. Then for this top part of this bridge, I wanted the roofing to be a bit more interesting. So I found this awning from high school years. But when I placed it down there, the poles at the bottom that keeps it up, I guess, were blocking kind of like where Sims could walk onto the balcony. So I got the bright idea to then flip it around with using the tool mod. So I just rotated it by 180, I think, placed it upside down, and then to hide the two poles that are sticking up right now on top of the roof, I'm just going to use these pipes that I think are from either Get to Work or Get Famous. I think we got it with either one of those packs. Sized it up and placed it over. Kind of fits still with the theme of cyberpunk. Like, there is so many things on the roof for cyberpunk, so I just thought that that made sense. And then this is the back of the bowl, and you can see there I placed down the bikes that we got with businesses and hobbies. All of those vents and fans on that one small building is from Get to Work. And then I used the lights from City Living as well. You would have seen it in the front under the bridge also. And then on this side basically did the same thing. You'll see those pipes everywhere along the sides of the bulbs and so on. And then there's these very pretty lights from For Rent in Debug. They have like different color balls hanging from them, so I just placed some of those there as well. So yes, that is the main thing for the outside of the bulb. You can kind of see I did slow down some of these clips to show you more of the objects on the outside. I really wish I recorded that. I thought that the best part of this build was going to be the inside, but I actually feel like the outside, which I never really expect from myself, because I will always tell you that I'm better at decorating than I am at building at the moment. I hope to be one day, you know, as confident in my building as I am in decorating, but I really do think that the outside of this was the show, and I wish I recorded that, but I didn't. Like I said, my intention was to record the front part and then show you befores and afters for each of the, you know, the sides and so on, but the front part, unfortunately, I did not hit record, and that is my fault. But hopefully you get a sense of what I did on the side. I literally threw everything at the wall and I basically saw what stuck. So that was the motto for the walls. No real plan over there. I just wanted it to look as chaotic, industrial, cyberpunk as I could possibly get it to in this game. The only issue that I did run into, obviously, is using a lot of the same objects again and again and again, because we don't have that many objects for that style in this game. I know that Journey to Batu is a really good pack for this kind of bold style, but I do not have that pack and I do not intend to get that pack. I don't know anything about Star Wars, so it doesn't make sense for me to have that pack. The only reason I would ever have it is to build with it, and I know a lot of people don't have that pack, so it doesn't really make sense for me to, you know, get that pack and then build with it. There's already a lot of packs in this build, and I understand that, you know, this game is extremely expensive, so people may not have as many packs as I do. And so I am trying to make a conscious effort to not put that many packs in my builds, but with a build like this, which is more of a passion project for me, because it's literally been like an itch for me to do something like this, because I wanted to see if I can. It's very different from my usual kind of build style. I don't build these kind of things, so I really wanted to see if I can kind of push my creativity to build something like this, you know. And then here we are in the collectible store that I was talking about. So I made this makeshift cash register area. I know that the businesses and hobbies does not really work with it, neither does Get to Work. Why did they put cash registers in this game if Get to Work does not even work with the cash register? I haven't played with that pack in a while, but if I'm not mistaken, they pull out a tablet and that's how you pay. Anyways, I just made this makeshift, not really, you know, something that works that way. There is mods, I think, that, you know, where they'll pay by the cash register, and I think maybe that mod may be by Little Miss Sam, but in the game, as you know, normal, they don't actually work with the cash registers, but I just put it there for, I guess, realism. And then at the back, I wanted to create a shelving area of, I guess, everything that they have in stock to be on display. So I put a lot of the kids' toys in there. I put a lot of the things from Nifty Knitting. I put like all of the stuff in here came from Nifty Knitting. the kids section, and then also I did put some Realm of Magic, the balls in here as well. I felt like that was a good collection item too, and I didn't want to make this, you know, limited to kids only, so I put out those things as well, which you'll see me do later. And then I made this section here. These vending machines are from Snowy Escape, and you can get those little trinkets from those vending machines. So I just put out all of the different objects that you can kind of get from those, or from the vending machines over there. And then here I wanted to put some of the teddy bears in the window. I went with the windows from Eco Lifestyle, really. I think everywhere. I think I may have used some from Businesses and Hobbies, but for the most part I went with Eco Lifestyle because they kind of have these bump outs, and then they have the thick concrete around them. Some of them, well, it looks like thick concrete around them that kind of fit the style of the build. So I used a lot of Eco Lifestyle here. And then here on, I don't really love this Businesses and Hobbies shelf, I'm not going to lie. So I only included one of those with the 3 racks or the 3 shelves, because when I make a shop like this, I want it to look more cluttered. I want it to look like there's more items on display. And so there's the shelf from Spa Day that I prefer, and I wish we got shelves like that for Businesses and Hobbies, but they came in this wood swatch, which is kind of the theme from that pack. If you look at it, it's very Scandinavian, so I guess that's why everything is kind of made of wood for that pack. But I wish we got some other kind of shelves with Businesses and Hobbies as well. Obviously the shelf against this wall is from Businesses and Hobbies, but that kind of looks like something that baked goods go in, so I don't really prefer to use that either. But I use that over there, and then I just place those robot statues or robot things in them. I'm not sure which pack that's from. And then I place some Funko Pops in there. I think that's what you call them, Funko Pops. Or am I confusing them with the actual things that you can buy? Let me double check. Okay, so it's actually not called Funko Pops. That is the actual figurines that you can buy. It's called My Sims Trophies. They kind of look like Funko Pops to me, which is probably why I'm confusing them with Funko Pops. And yes, I know they are a lot taller than Funko Pops, but the animation, not the animation style, the style of it kind of reminds me of Funko Pops. But I placed those in the trophy, or it looks like a trophy case actually, but I placed that in the those shelves. But I later removed them because, as you can see now, I'm going to create an entire wall of just those My Sims trophies, so it doesn't make sense to have them in there as well. So I just replaced them with one of the robot statue thingies that I put in the bottom of that trophy Businesses and Hobby shelf, whatever. Now obviously here for these shelves, these are the ones from Spa Day I was speaking about. You cannot sell from them, but my idea was that they're kind of the ones that are on display, and then on those 2 small shelves, those are Businesses and Hobby shelves, you can place whatever is available for the day, so that, you know, Sims can't just come and buy every single trophy here. They kind of have to come back and see which ones are available for the day, if that makes sense. And then for the shelf at the back that you saw me place in front of the window, that one is from Get to Work, and that actually does work with Businesses and Hobbies, if I'm not mistaken. So you don't need to have this functioning as a retail store for it to work. You can actually sell from those as well by setting this as a small business venue. And then for the last shelf that you saw me place there, I placed down the collectible skulls. Now I didn't place any podium there that, or shelf, or Businesses and Hobby shelf that Sims would be able to buy from, so I'm just going to go back in later on and place a shelf there so that you can have a skull for sale as well when you are selling. I just remembered that when I was watching back the video. And then now we've moved on to the convenience store that I was speaking about. So I wanted to make a section where Sims can sit down and eat. I really wish one of these freaking vending machines had hot, like, noodles, because that's like the videos that kind of trend on TikTok that I see it from. Obviously I've never been to an Asian inspired grocery store. I think we have a few in South Africa, but I don't know if we have any with this kind of format where you can kind of make your noodles and then sit down and eat. That's just what I've seen on social media, so I kind of wanted to make something like that here. But like I said, none of these vending machines that you're going to see me place down now actually has noodles, unless I missed it, but I don't think I did. I don't think they have noodles in them. They have burgers, and then I think I saw a hot dog, which doesn't really make sense for the pack that it came with, but in any event, you can still come here and get a small bite to eat and then sit down, and basically whatever else I'm going to place down there will be for realism or for show. But I guess Sims could get something from the microwave if they wanted to, and it can kind of function in that way. I'm going to place that down in a second, but I was having an issue with that door that it's not actually a door, it's a, well, it doesn't function as a door. I don't think Sims can go through it, but it's from For Rent, and it's supposed to look like this door with like gates in front of it, and I think it's in wall art, but it's not actually a door, but it was showing on the inside. I was trying to pull it out a little bit with a tool mod so that it didn't show on the inside, but that wasn't working, and so I decided to just remove it, and I placed down a garage from City Living, the ones with the graffiti on them at the back. And then I also placed down a trolley that I got from high school years there, and like boxes to make it look as if that's where deliveries come through, and then they take it around and bring it into the convenience store. So here you can see me create that self-help bar situation that you'll always see in the Asian grocery stores or 7-Elevens and so on. So I just placed down a few shelves with, I guess, some toppings, and then a sink, boiling water, because I know they usually provide boiling water, and then a microwave to warm the noodles. Only you wouldn't be able to make noodles. It kind of bothers me, but it's fine. It kind of looks cool, and I love how it turned out anyways. So, and there was not much space for me to do anything else in here. It's a very small convenience store, but I think it serves its purpose and it works the way that I want it to work. And then you would have seen I also placed down one of the shops or the stalls that you find in the world in Snowy Escape, and that actually works. So you can hire a vendor and they'll come and you can order food from there. And then later on I placed down some chairs from Lovestruck and just a normal table from the base game, so that Sims would have somewhere to sit down and eat outside if they wanted to. My plan is, currently I haven't done anything really for those builds at the back or the two structures at the back, but my plan is to find space for another market stall and then possibly place down more chairs and tables, and then also the lights from City Living to make it more vibrant, and just a place that you some would want to go to at night to eat, like a cool place, a different place, a place that we don't have in the game. And then here you can see I replaced that counter because I was going to make the same kind of makeshift cash register area, but I decided to replace it with the boba tea what do you call this, counter, I guess, instead, so that if you want this to function as a boba tea shop, you can. I had my sim order boba tea when I was playtesting the lot, and it worked out nicely. She sat down at the table in the store and she drank a boba tea, so that was kind of cute. And then here you can see there are stairs leading down to a section under this lot, and that will be the tattoo shop. So that is what I'm going to be working on right now. I'm just making this, I guess, stair section a little bit dingy, and so I used the scattered papers. It's a rug in, or it's in the rug category for Strangerville, and then the graffiti that I used, the one at the back, is from Lovestruck, and the one on the side is from Get Famous. I think it comes as actual art in the game. I don't think that one is from live edit mode. Oh yeah, I guess I removed it. And then I placed down the posters from Lovestruck, and then also graffiti from Lovestruck. The snake graffiti is from Lovestruck. The light that you see over there, the tattoo light, is obviously from Businesses and Hobbies. And then I placed down just some greenery in this build, because you wouldn't have seen a lot of greenery on the side in the beginning of this lot. So I just placed that on the window leading down to the stairs, and that is from Romantic Garden Stuff. So here we are coming into the tattoo shop. I wanted to create an entrance area, kind of where people sign in first. I wanted it to be, or to keep with the cyberpunk theme. So graffiti, pipes, vents, and like I used the pillars from Strangerville, which you'll see me use in a second, also as like decoration to kind of bring the cyberpunk theme into this tattoo shop as well. I kind of forgot about the industrial loft kits vents. So I did kind of place that in the beginning of the build. You would have seen me place it in the front just before the collectible store, but I ended up going around the build again one more time, and I placed it in every section except for the convenience store and the collectible store, just to keep the cyberpunk theme going. And then yeah, just call back to the outside of the build in the inside as well. And so here you see me create that little reception desk area. Now the counters in the game were a little bit too wide for me to put in this section, so I used it's a shelf or an accent table that comes with businesses and hobbies. I just placed that down there with a computer, but you can't place computers on accent tables or shelves. So what I did was I placed it on a table, put the table into place, and then I sized down the table like really small so that the computer kind of is still functioning. The only thing is that your sim can't really fit back there on a chair to sit down and play on the computer because it's very tight. That was not really the purpose of this part. This part was just to make like a makeshift sign-in section, because I mean they don't really sign in when they get tattoos, you know, so that's what that is. And then yeah, just a small seating area in the beginning where they wait, I guess, while they are waiting for whoever is at the front desk to sign them in. And then here we're gonna split this into two sections. So I'm gonna create an even larger like sitting area, and then a section with cabinets, and then in the other part at the back is where I will be creating the two different rooms. Well, it's not two different rooms, it's one big room and then split by a divider to create two different tattooing sections, I guess you can say. And then I went with this, what do you call this, container paint, whatever, and that is from Strangerville, I think, and I guess the one at the back of the TV is also from Strangerville. I really wanted a fish tank in here. I don't know why, so I'm gonna try and find a space for it. Initially I was gonna go with a fish tank like right in the middle of the room to kind of split it up so that you have one section and then another section, but I eventually decide that I'm gonna place it on the wall that you see now. I think I do move it back to the middle, but I'm gonna keep it there on the wall that you see me, or you saw me place it on before. And I got that graffiti with a lady from the Business and Hobbies expansion pack. And then yeah, I just use a couch from, I think it's Oasis, no, I'm confusing them again, it's Desert Lux kit. I got that couch from there. And then the other couch kind of looks like a suede couch, or no, a leather couch, sorry, and that is from Businesses and Hobbies. And then I went with a table from, I'm not going to keep this table, I'm going to go with this one, and I think this one is from City Living because I felt like it kind of fit with the cyberpunk idea as well. Just place some magazines on there, and then you'll see back there is a toilet over there. It was a very small toilet. I cut that out. Video is already very long, so I just cut that out, but it's just a basic toilet with a sink and a toilet, I guess, or bathroom I should say, back there. And then now you can see I used these pillars. They are from Strangerville, and I used them as kind of like decoration in the slot because I wanted it to look more cyberpunk in here. I was kind of missing the tech elements of the style in this inside of the tattoo shop, so I just wanted to bring it back. And then I got the idea to use those there as well as, you know, when I use them in the reception area. So, and then also I came back in and I placed pipes and stuff against the wall. And then where you see me place those lights right now, I placed vents going from that side of the wall to the other side of the wall as well. And then just placed down this TV. I love this TV. This TV is from Party Essentials, and it has an LED light at the back of it. I liked how it looked, so I kept that TV. I know that people don't really like Party Essentials, but I use it so much, and I used it so much throughout this build that I kind of feel like it's not that bad of a kit. I actually do like the items from the kit. I do think that some of the smaller clutter objects, they could have done more to make the textures of it look better, but other than that, I actually do like the objects from the Party Essentials kit. Like I said, I use them a lot. Even the backdrop in the reception area is from Party Essentials. And then here is where you're gonna see me do the areas where people will actually get tattooed. And oh yes, the statue that you saw me place in the living room, I guess, area, that is from businesses and hobbies, but it's pre-order content. So if you didn't get businesses and hobbies within that time period, you just won't have the statue that is in the middle over there, and you can always replace it or leave it open. I don't think it really matters. I just placed it there because I felt like there was too much space, so that's why I placed it there. And then here I'm just decorating the shelves, but I'm kind of trying to create a mirror effect with the shelves, because I'm going to put one on this side and then I'm going to put another on the other side. So I'm decorating them kind of the same so that they look the same, I guess, but also a little bit different. So I just use the tattoo ink bottles from Businesses and Hobbies. That's towels from Sleek Bathroom. The wipes are from the base game. I also put down some not shavers, what do you call this? Shavers? Oh my goodness. It's an electric shaver, basically, and it comes with my bathroom. I was gonna say my bathroom stuff. I was thinking my first bed stuff. It comes with bathroom clutter, the bathroom clutter kit, yes. And I put that down there because I know when people get tattooed, usually the tattoo artist will shave their hair off before they do that. So I just put that on there as well. And then I put different kind of products and stuff. I think the one that's on top of that shelf is from Love Struck. The one that's against the wall is from Snowy Escape. It's like a shampoo bottle. I just put it there. I guess it's something that they would use in the tattoo shop. I just wanted them to fill up, you know, the shelves. And the shelf that I use is from Comfy Gamer or Cozy Gamer. To me, they are the same thing, and I always mix them up, but it's one of the two. And then I use those posters from, I think they may be from the artist kit. The artist, what is it called? The artist kit, that is what I'm going with. I used that on the walls because I kind of wanted to, I wanted it to look like the tattoo artist puts their drawings and stuff on the wall. And I kind of used two different kinds to show maybe like the style of the tattoo artist. Like one is more grungy and the other one is more, you know, I guess different. I don't know. I really don't know tattoo style. So I don't even have tattoos myself. So I don't really know what I'm talking about. But that is what I was going for over there. Okay. And then we are in the arcade at the moment. Now, obviously in any arcade in this game, you're going to use this object because it's really the only arcade object in this game. And I wish we had more. I was hoping that Businesses and Hobbies was going to come with more, but it didn't. So I tried to make use of everything that possibly has a game in this game to fill it up with. So those arcade machines are from Get to Work. And I'm going to place down some computers as well. I always place those in my arcades. These lights are from the spaceship shaped light is from Strangerville. And yeah, and then I'm going to place the blick block thing, like I said in the beginning, consoles and basketball hoops. Now, there is a pack by Zulf or Sepsid. It's a CC pack that comes with arcade machines, and they're functional arcade machines. I place that in all of my arcades, and I'll probably replace a lot of what's in here with those arcade machines. They have their own animations. You can win rewards with them. You will get the you know, like the traditional arcade machines that you get in arcades, like the basketball one, the wheel that you get to spin. There is the one where you slide, it's like a puck that you get that you slide up, and it's 3 circles. I don't know what you call that. And then you have to fit it in one of those holes. There's that in that pack. Like, it's just a really good arcade pack. I will link to it in the description. So I recommend it. If you do play with CC, download that pack because it's such a good pack for arcades in the game. And then you can take out a lot of the objects that's in here and replace it with that. I'll see maybe in the second part if I can show you what I maybe replaced in this section. I'll probably take down the basketball hoops that you're gonna see me place up, and then also I don't really care for the blick block thing, so I would probably replace that one as well with other thing. Oh yes, it comes with dancing mats as well, a soccer kind of thing also, I'm trying to remember based on my last arcade that I built an arcade, but that was a CC arcade and it was before I was uploading on my channel, but you can probably see it in my shorts tab. I built one with a roller rink. It had an like a full floor of arcade, and then the basement was a bowling alley, and I built it in kind of like a traditional looking arcade style, I would say. Yeah. So I'm kind of sad about that build because I don't think I have all of the objects that I placed in that build. So if I was to go back into it in my CC folder, it probably wouldn't look the same. But I think maybe I'll try so that I can see what it looks like, because I love taking my Sims there, because I mean, they get to bowl. I put a cafe down at the bowling alley as well, and also then, you know, the roller rink upstairs. And also I put down pool tables, which is also missing from this game, and the pool table is from Utopia. It's a really good pool table mod if you are looking for one, and I'll probably see if I can link that as well in the description for you guys. And then here you can see, I made that small little computer area because, like I said, there's not a lot of games in here, and I was gonna place down foosball tables and stuff like that, but honestly, I don't really think that's I don't really think that I wanted it in here, so I just did not include those. And then I placed down, well, I had something else. I was gonna put these basketball hoops on this pillar that you saw in the middle, which I just placed there to have something in the middle. And also I put down a lot of posters on that pillar later, different game posters and so on. But then I switched the basketball hoops to this side, and they do work, they are functional. I play tested them, and then I placed down these mirrors behind them, and the mirrors are from Get Famous. I just wanted it for the LED light. And then I also used this photo booth. I mean, a photo booth is really a classic at an arcade, so that one is from high school years. I placed that down there. And then yeah, I was just going around this build. I think the arcade probably took me the longest time because the space was just a bit awkward for everything that I did actually want to have in here. And so I was just trying to figure out where I wanted to place everything. You can see there at the back, I put out the table tennis table as well, because I was going to try and fit it in here, and there was just not enough space. I didn't want it to be too difficult for Sims to walk around and stuff. And also, I don't know if it's just me, but I've noticed that Sims, ever since the update, is like so sensitive to routing. Things that I would usually place next to each other and the distance between them, Sims could move through them no problem, but now I feel like it's more sensitive, and maybe it's just in my head, and I'm not really taking into account how much space Sims really need. But I could have sworn that they changed that in the last few updates, and it may have been for fairies that they may have changed it. But yeah, I just feel like Sims are very, very sensitive to objects being too close together now. I don't know, let me know if that's just in my head or if you have been experiencing that issue as well. And then here I placed down dot boards on that side of the wall, and they do work, even though there's a platform kind of. If you look at the length that the dartboard needs, it actually goes under the platform, but my Sim actually stepped onto the platform and was able to still throw the dart, so that didn't interfere at all. And then yeah, I didn't think this was gonna work. I honestly didn't. So I placed down TVs, and later on you're gonna see me place down shelves, and I'm gonna place down a console on it. I did not think that they would be able to play on it because of I call it blick block machines, but I know it's not called that. It's just because whenever my Sims are on those pads or whatever you call them, they are playing blick block, so that's what I call them. And then I didn't think that this was gonna work, which is what I'm doing now, because those were there, and I thought that the Sim was gonna have an issue with it being there, but actually she played standing up without any problems on the consoles that you see me place down there. And then I just placed down some of the games that we got with Comfy Gamer or Cozy Gamer, whatever it is. And I also used the Cozy Gamer computer on those tables. I like how they look, and I thought they fit kind of what I was going for here. And then here is just the bathroom for the arcade. You know, we need bathrooms everywhere for these Sims. And then I just placed down, those ones are from businesses and hobbies, and they make the build pretty easy because you just place them in there and then you just have to, you know, put down sinks and stuff. So I put down these sinks, and I think they are from Get Famous, but I think they may be from the base game. I can't remember. But those mirrors are from businesses and hobbies as well. And then I just placed down the soap dispensers or the soap bottles from the base game. And then the mirror in the corner is from high school years. Yes, that is where that mirror is from. And then, yeah, that's all really for this arcade. Other than me obviously placing down this paper towel thing and then a rug, which you saw me place inside of the arcade as well. And then I think I wanted to place lights on the side of the wall. I don't know if I go with a light or if I just do graffiti. Oh, I went with this one, and this one is from Myshuno Stuff Pack, and I use that a lot because I like the light that it emits. It's a pink light. And also, I think an important part of this build was changing the color of the lights. This build is really a build for the nighttime. It's not really for the daytime. I didn't build it for the daytime, which is why you see me build it most of the time at night, because I imagine that this is a place that Sims will come to at night. Yeah. And then now we've moved on to the club, which is on the second floor. So there's a staircase in the middle section. I think you can call it kind of like an entry or an alley or whatever. And yeah, there's a staircase there that kind of leads up to this second floor. So I'm starting with a bar area, and I wanted to close it off. So I'm gonna use basically cabinets and half walls to close it up and make a separate section for the bar. And then also I wanted to mention, yes, about the light changing. There's this light from Snowy Escape. It's in the live edit objects for Snowy Escape, and you get a pink version, a blue version, and a yellow version or an orange version. I use that light everywhere where you see a bit of pink or a bit of blue light. That's the light that I'm using because it's just such a strong light and kind of fit in with the theme. If you ever look up Cyberpunk, you'll see a lot of it is kind of purple, pink, blue. And if I had the choice or the option to change the light of that Snowy Escape light, I probably would change everything to purple, but you don't really have that option. You only get the 3 colors and that's it. But so I went with like the blue and pink, which still fits in the cyberpunk theme anyways. And so here you saw at the bottom I used the industrial looking cabinets from the base game, and then at the top I used the ones from Home Chef Hustle because they have the lights that comes down. And then I used this wine bottle rack, which is in the wall art category from the base game, and then the one in the middle is from Love Struck. It's kind of like a back bar, and it's also in the bar category if I'm not mistaken. And then the bar that's actually in the front, I don't remember where that bar is from now. I cannot remember, but I like the silver and kind of once again tying into that futuristic theme, futuristic elements that goes with the cyberpunk theme is what I was gonna say. And then there I use the vents from the industrial loft kit to kind of section off the top area of the bar. And then I use these wine racks again. It's a hanging wine rack, and it's from Cozy Bistro, and you can find it in the fan category. I always forget about them because they are in the fans or in the fan category for decorations, and so I always forget that they are there, but there's some cool stuff in that category that you may have forgotten about as well. So then in the middle I was looking for a light to place. I first went with the one from Werewolves, but then I went with this one, and this one is from Greenhouse. And the reason why is because it kind of looks also like it would fit the theme, and if you look closely it kind of looks like there's a rusted metal on it, which once again fits the theme. Say it with me. Fits the theme. And then on this side I wanted to create some seating area, but like higher seating area than the rest of the bar, just so that it doesn't look like everything is on one level. It's kind of boring. So then I used the platform and then another platform as a staircase because it would have been too small, or I just don't like how a staircase would have looked in that area. So that's what I used. And then yeah, you'll see me start off with this height chair or high top table from Discover University. I'm gonna remove it and then I'm gonna go in with counters, but eventually I did go back and place on the high top tables. I think they look better than the counters. I did end up changing this corner section a lot. I think a lot of that kind of got cut out because I kept on going back to it while I was working on other parts of the club, and I didn't want to make it very confusing by going back and forth with, you know, this build. So I did cut that part out, but if you want to see any of the changes that I made, they will be in the photos at the end. Now, I do think that there are some changes that I'll be making to the build before we get to the, you know, the final end result. I think that the build should be less black and more gray to fit with the theme more. You can let me know what you think about that. But I feel like maybe the colors on the outside are a bit too dark. I used a lot of black, but that's just because I love black, so I gravitate more towards black than I do gray. However, I don't think it fits, or I think gray would fit better with the outside of the build. And I use the paint, there's this panel wall paint from Growing Together, and then there's one from Get Famous that I use. There's ones from Eco Lifestyle and also Strangerville that I use on the outside of the build that kind of has this container look to it on the outside. But I'll see, you'll see that with the paint where I place that posters now is what I used on the outside. I like the lines through it, it fits, but it doesn't have a gray swatch. It kind of looks gray there now, but it's not gray, it's solid black. And so I do want to change that out. I use that a lot on the outside, and I just feel like it's maybe just too much black. It should be grayer to give that industrial feel as well. I don't know, I'll see how I feel. And then also there's this lights from High School Years. It's gonna take me a really long time to do this, but I do want to do it because I feel like it will add to the build. But I want to place them all around the trim of the build and then make like a blue and a pink line. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that, but I want to do it. I just don't know if I'm going to do it, but I think it would look nice if I did that. And then here in this corner, I wanted to make other seating area, and I knew that when I made the front of this build circle, I wanted to use the glass paint that we got with the latest update before Enchanted by Nature for that section, and I wanted to use the circle couches from Dream Home Decorator. Yeah, and then I did later on remember that we have cushions in the game or pillows, so I did place some pillows on that couch over there, which I didn't include here, but there'll be pillows on the couch over there. I don't think I'm uploading this build right now. I want to finish it off and then I'm gonna upload the entire thing to the gallery. So by the time the next part is out, it will be uploaded to the gallery. So I think that will be by next week Friday. And then yeah, it was still too open over here, so I just placed down another high top table from Discover University, and then the chairs are from Lovestruck. And then these booths are from Dine Out, but I replaced the table from one from Lovestruck, and then I used the chairs as well from Lovestruck. These are the most purple chairs that I could find that I like, that fit with the bar or the club. But I wish they were more vibrant, more purple, which you're going to kind of see with the purple that I was going for with the chair that I'm going to place down soon. It's from City Living, and it has this beautiful vibrant purple that I was hoping I could find more of in the game, but I didn't really find a lot of it, so I went with that chair anyways. And then I was looking for a rug here. I think I go with this one that you see me have now. I think I may change it, I don't really remember, but I went with that plant, and I think that plant is from Blooming Rooms, and the only reason I went with it is because the base of the plant looks like metal and it's gray and it fits basically. And then on this wall, I did end up removing this painting. I went with graffiti instead because the graffiti fit better in my opinion, but now looking back at it, that painting actually does not look bad. You know, sometimes it's better to see it afterwards, but I think I did go with the graffiti there. And then I placed some of these vents here as well. Like I said, I went back and I placed those vents basically in other parts as well. In the arcade, I kind of forgot about it in the arcade, but I did go back and place them in the arcade as well. And then this is the stairs that you'll take to the 3rd floor, where there is a dance floor and also more seating area and stuff. There you can see I did actually change it to the graffiti. That graffiti is from City Living, I think. I don't know. I don't remember exactly where the graffiti is from. But yes, that is all for the bottom part. Now, for the bottom part, there were some changes that I had to make to the structure of that club, because you can see that I'm placing the dance floor right now. And I was struggling where I wanted to place the dance floor. I didn't like the slanted look at all. And I decide later I'm going to extend where the DJ booth is out, but then where I'm going to place the dance floor, you can kind of see that the room at the bottom is showing. I didn't like that, which is there, you'll catch a small glimpse of it, but I didn't like it, so I changed where the balcony door is on the 2nd floor to accommodate and make sure that it wasn't showing through the dance floor where the rooms were different, basically, or where there were different rooms. So there you can see I extended out the DJ booth, and then there was one problem that I ran into playtesting, and it is in this DJ booth, and I don't understand why it's giving me the issue. I will explain now. Actually, it has to do with that couch, that section that I placed on the left hand side. It would be my left hand side as I'm looking at the computer, but your sim cannot sit there. I tried to move the DJ booth. I moved it a little bit over to the left, a little bit over to the right. I took the chair away, or the couch away. I put it back. I removed the table next to it. I did everything to try and get that to work. I think it is the DJ booth that may be a little bit too big on that side for the sim to sit there, but it looks weird if you just take that part of the couch away. So then it looks like it's just a circle section and then nothing next to it. So instead of taking that away, I'm going to keep it there, but just know that your sim would not really be able to sit there. It's kind of just for show, but on the circle part and then the other part that's to the right of that couch, it works, so that's fine. But yeah, I don't understand. And there I actually went back and placed back that chair, or what did I no I grabbed the table, but I think I did place down the purple chair downstairs eventually. The chair that I'm speaking about, I'm gonna use over here with this hookah is what I would call it, but I know there are other words for it. So I just placed that one back there, and I guess the section behind the DJ is kind of like, you know, the VIP area where the groupies would sit and all of these things. I think that's what you would call them. I don't know, where the DJ's friends would sit or whatever. They would be up there in the back section. And then yeah, I placed down another hookah, and then there's a balcony for this bar downstairs. I did exclude that because, like I said, the video is very long already, and what I basically just did was place this 4 chairs and the hookah down in that balcony as well, and then another high top table with some chairs, so nothing too crazy down in that balcony. And then there I placed down the booths again with the same tables that I used downstairs, and then there I put down pipes, and then I rotated this one because at this point I'd used that pipe so many times. I just wanted it to look you know, different. And then the light that I placed down there is from Bowling Alley, the one with the arrow. I do wish that they gave us one in the opposite direction, so that, you know, you could use it in other situations, because you can't actually rotate the light. But no, they didn't. They only gave us one in one direction. So yes, that is, you know, everything that I did. Basically such a long build. I did not intend for it to be this long, like I said in the beginning, but please let me know what are your ideas for the other parts of this build that I did not finish yet. Like, what do you think I should include? Should there be apartments? Should I just make it all commercial, so like maybe a gym or something else? I don't know. Currently I'm at a standstill with this build. I hope to finish by next week Friday, or even before that. But yes, let me know, guys. So I'm going to make my finishing touches, but this is where I'm going to end the voiceover. Eventually you will be able to find this build under SimWithMishka on the gallery, but if you're looking for other builds, you can find my other builds there. And please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you do enjoy my content and you want to see part 2. Thank you so much for being here, and I will chat to you in the next one. Bye bye.